This is the Senior Center Commission meeting of Thursday, October 20th, 2022. It is 4:02 p.m. We're getting going. And we've got basically quorum. We got a new appointee. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yay. Welcome. This is super formal, as you can tell. We're going to start with introductions, and it'll mean something tonight because we have a new person we can introduce ourselves to. So, Kristen, we'll start with you.
Sure. I'm
We'll make our way
Kristen
around.
Crumray, Operations Assistant here at the Senior Center.
Latasha Deloach, the Senior Center Coordinator, and we would ask that you all use your microphones for
No, I
public,
wasn't close enough.
please.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Paula Vaughn.
Angela McConville, I am chair this year. I'll probably
Is that a question mark, or
lob
was
it
that a
to you.
statement?
maybe. Look.
Did you question what it was?
Well, I'm
Here, we
voluntold.
thank you. We appreciate your
I'm
service.
voluntold to be chair every year. So, I work for the city of North Liberty during the day, and I live in Oxford. I'm our one person on this group that is our Johnson County representative.
Representative, yeah.
Everybody else is Iowa City, but I'm the one unique individual. So,
Yes, you're unique.
well, yeah,
You're
I'm
special.
very unique.
I'm Linda Vogel. I'm vice chair. I live in Iowa City, and I work for a property management company.
I'm Karen Page. I live here in Iowa City. We retired here from Northwest Iowa about 10 years ago.
I am Tasha Lard, work for the City of Iowa City, and I'm a business owner of JD Beauty Supply, which is in Pepperwood Plaza.
Of the what now?
JD Beauty Supply is in Pepperwood Plaza.
I don't know where that is.
Slumberland Post Office area.
South District.
South District, yes.
Awesome. Okay, we're
Taco
gonna.
Bell.
I'm speaking
More
through,
landmarks.
Natasha. We're moving to the minutes of the September 15th meeting. I would accept a motion or any comments of anything you want to change on the minutes. If you've read it, everybody's read them, I mean, on pins and needles. But if you want to motion for approval of the minutes, I will take a
I
motion.
move that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All right, motion and second. Everybody who agrees with these two, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Say nay. All right, passes. Agenda item 3, public discussion for items not on the agenda. We have nobody in the audience, so we will just skip that. To operational overview, this is where Latasha takes over.
Here's where I shine. All right, so first up, I hope you all have seen our new rebranding of our new logo. People seem to be very happy with it. We are very happy to put the senior back into the senior center. Oh, that's kind of good branding
And the
right
Iowa
there.
City.
Yeah, and Iowa City, yes. Oh, have you not seen it yet?
Oh, no, I've seen it.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you. No, I like it. I have a question.
Yes.
What's with the senior? You know,
What's-
like with the word senior? Because it was taken out before. It was
Yeah.
in, then it was out, now it's in.
Well, I wasn't here when it was out.
Right.
I came at the tail end, which is why we rebranded. I think what it was there was some language that people were uncomfortable with the word senior at some point. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if was there a survey or something that went out?
I think it was maybe more of a
It was like a
national.
national anti-aging type of thing.
We like to pretend we're not there yet.
Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. But when it came down to the specific group and the services that we provided, it was difficult. And as we're coming up on needing to do some significant fundraising, it was really important for us to have a fresh, clean look that was something that could be more united. And what we found when we were doing other surveys that actually didn't have anything to do with the name, people were like, the senior center. So we had people with multiple answers of what this building was. I was like, listen, we just gonna pick a name and we're gonna roll with it. So went back and looked at some of the legal documents and things, and back in when this building first came to, it was just called the Senior Center. So we decided to put the location, which is where we are, not saying that we don't serve everyone, but where we are, and then a senior center back in it. So, and I have a different philosophy. My philosophy as I'm getting older is celebrating aging, because like when I came here, my dad had died about a week before I accepted the job, and he didn't even make 60. And so to me, it's a celebration of that you have been here, you've gained wisdom, you've learned some things that other folks haven't quite. So to me, it's a celebration of getting older, just knowing there are some people that never make it. So that also was a part of, my grandmother was always so proud when she turned 55. She was like, girl, we about to go to the buffet because we get the senior discount. So, it was a celebration in my family for you to get older, and it went along with the philosophy, and a lot of people feel much better about us putting that back in there instead of kind of saying we're the center and there's so many other centers around town. It made sense that we put that back in there. So that's where we landed, and now we got this kind of cool wavy symbol, and we're looking at outside signs and different things like that to really be able to shine a light on who we are here on this little corner of downtown Iowa City so far. So that's one operation update. Other questions about how we landed there?
I love it because, and I know you were hinting to that at our last meeting before you could make the announcement, because we were talking a little bit in depth about like changes that we might see, like we're kind of getting excited. But when, like, as someone who utilizes and refers people to social services, when I Google the word community is great. And the word unity, I love that, how it reflects what they do at community. But you Google community and you're going to get everything in the entire
Yes,
world. You
yes.
can't, it's not like a really specific name that I can like see what's coming up at community. Your Google response, or Prelude changed to family resources or something like that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I still Google Prelude. And then I have to figure out what they're called now because it's so generic in general.
Yeah.
You're going to get every hit.
And the center is
Yeah.
it was too
The
generic.
center, yeah. You
It was
Googled
too
the center
generic,
and
yeah.
you're like,
We
what does it
understand
mean?
that there are going to be people on different sides of it that are going to feel different ways, but it really was, I'm one of those people, if I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to stand flat-footed on it. Like, I understand the wind will blow, but it just made more sense to say, this is who we are, this is who we serve, and be proud about that, and continue to provide excellent service. So that's where we landed. So if anybody's opposed to it, check us in 10 years when we rebrand again. I don't know if it'll be that long, but it was about 12 years before we rebranded again. So that's where we are on our new logo. So the November, December guides are out, so you can grab one. They're at the front door, so you can see some of the amazing programs that are coming up. We're still really excited to offer every 2 months because it allows us to kind of sneak other programs in there that we didn't think we could. Just really proud of just all of the activities that are happening. I'm also looking into a project we have, as you all know, I think a couple of months ago, I came and presented our equity standard about how we would provide services here. And one of our efforts right now, we've done a lot of work on the diversity end of diversifying our programming. So we went from one program when I first started, maybe 1 to 3 programs when I first started to, I believe our report right now is up to between 26 and 29. I've got those numbers inverted in my head, so I don't know which one, of programming that's specifically diversity. So it's really important when we're doing that kind of diversity, equity, inclusion work to make sure that we lay a strong foundation. And so we know that is something that the center and the senior center and members have really wanted to diversify our programming as well as diversify the folks that are utilizing the space. In our effort to do that, I know it's really important to build a foundation of having those conversations. And so right now we're working on our more equitable part of our programming where we're specifically looking at some of our classes that have costs. How can we offset some costs? Some of that could be fundraising, but we have to be cautious there because we have to start doing this fundraising for the building. But how do we provide equitable programming? And so I reached out to the downtown district to specifically talk to them about potentially downtown businesses or businesses in Iowa City sponsoring a senior member to be able to take those classes. So maybe, it's a gift card to Dick Blick or something like that would allow them to take those classes. So we're looking into that to make things a little bit more equitable for folks, because when we're looking at those classes, we barely see any of our folks that are low income in those. And so we have seen an uptick of people who are utilizing our low income scholarships. I think we're at 10%, which was our goal. Our goal was between 9 and 11% of members would be able to utilize the low income scholarship. So we are seeing that number, about 130 or so members are now utilizing that, but we want them to also feel that they can utilize all the classes and not just the ones that are free or no cost membership classes. So we're working on it. We'll get there. We have some other things in the work that I'll keep you all abreast to as we come up to them, but that's where we are currently in our plan. I think it's coming along really well, starting to see more folks of color utilizing the space. Another update for you all is that we have, as you all know, I come from youth world, but working right now, we have Tamarack School is coming over on Wednesdays, and now they'll be coming over for lunch during the colder months. So we'll have children in the building during the day. We also have a partnership with a small business called La Escuelita, which will be teaching Spanish to children a couple days a week here in the building. So we are starting to have all different types of variety of diversity and intersections across that diversity line of age and backgrounds that are utilizing this space, because we want people to know that you can rent this space. One thing that I also did was I went to the communication staff and specifically asked them to put the senior center rentals on the regular City of Iowa City rental page. It wasn't up there as a facility that can be rented. So went and put that up there because that's important. That's revenue for the senior center to help us offset some costs. So been working, barely doing nothing around here these days. Just kidding. But lots of programming pieces on that end, and just working through all the different pieces that we have to. Right now it's budget season, so I think my brain is spinning a little bit of making sure I got this document into that person. But we got through it. Everything will be turned in by tomorrow, and we should be good to go. Other questions about that before I move on to master plan?
Oh, your budget season starts earlier than
Oh,
mine.
we've been in it for like September, August, yeah, somewhere in there. So it goes all the way through to March.
And, she's budgeting for including June of 2024, like when you
This is
have
true.
to think out 24 months or whatever. as
Yeah,
you're
it's
pulling
really
together a
far.
budget.
We are definitely
That's government.
budgeting for July of 20, whatever that
Yeah.
is. I can't, fiscal years and annual years throw me off. So, but if you all have been in that world, you understand it and you get that it's a little,
You
it's a
don't know
little
what
crazy, but
the world's
necessary
gonna
to
look
do.
like.
Yes. So fingers crossed that all the things that we put in there get approved. We know we got some, we'll see what they say, items put in there. So send us some good energy. We'll
steps.
appreciate that, right? Master plan update. Things are going. We're in the design phase of the exterior part of the renovations of the building. So hopefully here soon we'll find out about what's going on, what we're going to be doing on the exterior parts of the building. So that's just like a whole process. We have a professional historic preservation person that's specifically pulling the designs together. Our hope is to break ground end of spring, summer. So it'll be a hot mess over the summer here, but that's okay. We need to get those things done. So that will happen. As for the interior parts, the kitchen as well as the rest of the building, our hope is to potentially start doing some potential fundraising depending on what the results of our survey is, right? So our survey should be rolling out probably in the next couple of weeks. So please look for that. Please feel free to fill that out. It'll be online as well as paper. We'll mail those out. And once we get those back, our hope is to have some answers by January. And then we'll start working on a feasibility study February through May to see what who's out there, who's willing to give to the senior center to help us, whatever that next step, whatever that next step is. But so we're kind of booked up. I'm booked till June. Okay, I'm unavailable till June 1st. But we have a couple things that are happening. So I think that was about it. Do you have any specific questions about programming on the master plan? Feel free, if you have some, please feel free to email or call me. And I will be sure to answer those for you. That's all I had for those. As for policy review, we sent out the policies for you all, but we realized that the edit on it did not go through. So I'm going to have Kristen tell you all. These are really the policies, you got to see them. These are ones that were previously approved by Senior Center Commission. We changed one or two words here. So Kristen's going to go through and tell us what the one or two words are per policy, and I believe we need a vote per policy. So I will let Angela call those, and of course, we can't vote. But there's been changes of like changing one word to another word just for clarification, and they've all been through the city attorney's office already, so.
So on the budget revenue and expenses policy, we changed the word under the SCTV from a temporary employee to hourly employee, which puts that in line with the city's language. And one thing that we changed throughout these is anything that said the center, it was now the senior center.
That's about the extent.
Yep. So that was the only change with that budget revenue one. I'll just run through all of them and then we can do the motions.
Do we need to vote on each individual, or can we vote on them as a package? Okay.
Code of conduct policy, we added, under number 4E, we added some language about excessive personal fragrance. And so just wanting to make sure that we call that out. Occasionally, we have people that have asthma or respiratory issues, and so that was the.
It makes it difficult
the
for
thing
them
that
to
we
utilize
added.
the space. Nothing wrong with smelling good. We just ask that, when you come in, maybe use the Halston from Walgreens instead of the Michael Kors. No, I don't know. It is difficult for some folks. I think it's just when it's in tight spaces, so like a classroom or like the weight room, when people are doing more deeper breathing, it's a little harder.
And then under the community use of senior center space, we changed under space use and rental during business hours, number 4. We clarified that political candidates, while they do need to rent the space if they're going to use a room, the exception to that is if they just want a table in a public space in the building, that can be reserved at no charge. And so we wanted to clarify that. And last but not least, discounted parking options. We removed information about parking validation tickets, which was something that we stopped doing about, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago even. So we removed that language about that. That's it.
All right. Does anybody have any questions about any of those items that were changed? All right, we're going to start with the first one, budget revenue and expenses. I will take a vote to approve the amendments to that and replace the current version with this one.
Need a motion?
Yes, I need a motion to approve. Anybody want to move?
Motion to approve.
All right, motion by Vogel. Second?
Second it.
I second.
Second by Page to approve
Second,
budget
you're on
revenue and
one.
expenses. I will say aye if you agree with approving this policy. Anybody opposed, say nay. All right, let's move to the next one. The next one is Code of Conduct Policy. I will take a motion to approve.
So move.
Okay, so moved by Paula. Vaughn, anybody second?
Second.
Second by Tasha Lard. This will replace the current version. Everybody who approves this new version, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody oppose the changes? Okay. Moving on. Community use of senior center space. I'll take a motion to approve this policy.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Vogel, a second?
Back and forth, Paula.
Second.
Second by Vaughn. Oh, and Paige. I'm going to battle it out. So this will replace the current version, and if you approve this replacement, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say nay. Okay, moving on to the last one, discounted parking options and restrictions. I'll take a motion to approve this policy.
Motion to approve.
Oh, motion by Lard,
Right.
second by,
Second?
oh, Vaughn got it first. If you approve this new version, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody oppose it, say nay. All right, nobody. That's it. Thank you for all of that. And I was here for all of the original approvals.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I've been here too long.
Didn't we do that just pre-COVID?
There was one, yeah.
Mostly 2019.
Multiple meetings doing that.
Oh,
when
that's
COVID hit.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, that was the room one, or, yeah.
was it?
It was the room policy one because we had the alcohol policy, yeah.
All right.
But that's what I did my first 2 years, was rewrite every single
That's
policy
right,
for
I
the senior
forgot about
center.
Time flies.
Yes, and I just finished every procedure a couple months ago. It's only been 4 years. It wasn't just me, but I'm just saying, we finally got them done.
Well, it's not like we weren't totally distracted for all of 2020 and
That's
2021. you know? Okay, moving on to agenda item number 5, commission discussion. Do we have anything that we want to discuss about the master plan as a group? If not, we're going to move to commission vacancies. And we actually have 2 expiring terms coming up at the end of the year. One is actually Paula Vaughn, and the other is Jeannie. Now, you both are able to reapply for a follow-up term, your second term, I believe. Is Paula? Yes, I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will be dropping off also, but Jeannie.
Jeannie will be
she's wanting
reapply.
to stay.
Okay, Shanique, if you want to reapply,
Okay.
Please.
So am I finished at the end of this year?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, your term is at the end of
I
this year.
had 3, but I had an extra one in there.
Applications are due on November 8th by 5 p.m. for you two, you and Jeannie. And then we'll be losing Linda at the end of the year, and so we'll have to find a spot to fill your vacancy because we're actually finally full, and that would be for 1 year. So a vacancy through the end of 2023, it looks like on our record here.
So we'll need,
We're full right now, right? We got 7. Full.
oh, Doug told me that he hopes to be back for November.
Okay,
He had to have a procedure, so.
okay, awesome.
Remind me to tell her, she'll forget.
So yes, reapply, Jeannie reapply.
We'll remind Jeannie.
You'll be dropping off, but then you're responsible to find a replacement. Have them apply.
I have some, no, you don't want me to.
Well, we can find, we'll put it out
You're
there.
awesome.
We
Yeah.
eventually, somebody usually is like, oh, I'll serve on senior. We're a pretty low-key group, so hopefully we can
We need
find
more
some.
men.
Yeah, well, I mean, if y'all know some, I know some, but they work the same hours as me, so.
I know some, but you don't.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
yeah, don't. Unless you want to cause us trouble. So that's the big to-do. Reapplying, reapplying.
So you
gender
apply at
balances.
ic.gov?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
it's
The
to the
same
city
process you
council.
took for,
Well, it was a while back.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've done it.
I believe it's on icgov.org and boards and commissions, and you would fill it out, and just senior center, and you could just let them know you want to be reappointed. They usually reappoint people if they want to be reappointed, for the most part. Unless you're over your 6 years, then they won't.
And how long is the term?
3 years.
3 years
3 years, and you can serve 2 terms.
consecutively,
One full
yeah.
and one partial, or 2 full.
And that they have
And
to
then-
quit for 3,
Yes,
and then you can
have
come
to
back after
take a
3.
pause, and then you can come back if you serve your 2 terms. Yes, take a pause and then come back. But yes, so that's that agenda item. Commission vacancies. The next one is Commissioner's Report of Community Correspondence. So this is an agenda item we put on every meeting. It's basically just a general item so that we can make announcements about things or comments about stuff that, like, let's say a resident has come to an individual, one of us, with a question that we want to talk to this group about, but we can't actually have a discussion about it in this meeting because it's not specifically on the agenda, which, you know, that's just rules. You got to have it posted and specific, and then you can have a conversation about it. But this one, we just kind of come up with things. And then if it's something we want to talk about, we kind of move it to the agenda item for next month. So it's kind of our opportunity to say things and make announcements. Anybody have anything that you guys want to talk about? Or put on next month's agenda? No? All right, see, it's a pretty informal group. Pretty cool. I get through a meeting at least in an hour. Oh, I'm going to do it in 30 minutes this time. I'm expert. Okay, future agenda items. The next agenda item. I've heard nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjourn this meeting at 4:28 p.m. Give us all a half hour back to our afternoons.